We're back here on AIC Sports Talk with Mitch and Numbers, and we have a very special guest on the show today. His name is Mr. Jason Smoots, hailing from North Carolina Central in Raleigh, North Carolina. Mr. Smoots, how are you today?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. We're glad to have you on the show. For anybody that doesn't know out there, Mr. Smoots is a two-time NCAA Division II 100-meter champion and also an indoor NCAA 60-meter champion. So we're so glad to have you, and someone of your caliber is definitely great for the show. Thank you. So let's go ahead and start off. Can you just talk a little bit about your time, growing up, running track, and, how you kind of grew a love for track?
It started off as fun, playing in the neighborhood with my friends, and got involved in elementary school. We had what we call a citywide track meet, and all the different elementary schools would compete against one another. And so I just kept with it from there and took it all the way to high school and came to North Carolina Central in Durham, and it went from there.
And can you just talk about your time in Durham and, what it meant to you, and also, climbing up the ranks in the USA track and field scene and finally getting noticed and then finally being able to achieve some of your dreams?
Durham was cool. I'd never been to North Carolina until I came to Central. So about me being 8 hours away from home, that wasn't too fun. But, I got over, I made friends, and it went from there. My college career started off slow because I never had that type of training before. I was basically on my own in high school. So my first year was kind of slow. Then my second year, once I adapted, I won a national championship every year. So it turned into, 8 CIAA championships and 6 NCAA championships, 6 national titles. So that was 14 titles in 4 years. So
wow,
it went from there.
That's great. And we know you grew up in Gadsden, Alabama. Can you just talk a little bit about your childhood there and what it was like growing up in that community?
Oh man, it was fun, man. I mean, where I'm from is more, northern Alabama. I'm like an hour from Atlanta, so we had neighborhoods. It's not like people think. You have a house here, and then the next house is like 20 miles away. There's a neighborhood, different communities. So it was fun. I had some of the best time of my life as a child, growing up playing with my friends every day, in school, church. It was outstanding. And I wouldn't take nothing for it. I would do it all over again if I could.
Can you talk a little bit about, kids that kind of look up to you and, I guess, doing a little bit of giving back to the community any chance you get? We know you have a busy schedule, but, what's it like being able to impact, kids' lives sometimes with just your story?
Really, it's cool, man, because now I'm coaching at a high school at Southeast Raleigh High School, and to watch those kids evolve. My kids that I have were untapped talent. I mean, they needed work. They weren't just the fast kids coming already fast. So I had to work with them. I had one girl last year. She signed a scholarship to St. Aug.
Wow.
She came in running like 12.6, 12.7 in the 100 meters. And then that one season, I got her down to 11.85, and she set the emerging elite national record in 100 meters at national.
Wow.
So my point is, I like it better watching them than when I was competing. It makes me feel a whole lot better, man, to be honest with you.
So now that you've gotten into the coaching ranks and stuff like that, and it's not necessarily about just the running. How have you been able to, help these kids stay on the right track, keep them out of trouble? Because that's something that I kind of, got from my track coach back in high school.
To be honest, I just talk to them. I make them feel like they're important. Their voice matters. To me and my athletes, we talk. I don't yell at them. They've never heard me scream or anything. We talk straight up, and I'm very open with them. I'm straight up about, real life stuff and consequences and decisions that they make. I make them understand that for every choice is a consequence, and they open up to me, and I just tell them straight. And so we have a bond. You know, I talk to my girl from St. Aug all the time. You know, she'll call me and we just talk. You know, and they always know they can call me, and I'm going to be straight up with them without judging them and give them straight up sound advice.
Right. So now that I guess you're kind of in the off season and getting close to the off season, it's around kind of regional time and districts and all that. What do you plan to do this summer? Do you plan to train some more yourself, or do you plan to train some other kids as well?
I think I'm gonna branch out, man. I got a guy I'm gonna train with for football. I have a girl, 2 girls I'm gonna train for soccer. I'm gonna branch out, you know, and do some other sports for my break time. You know, give them a good away from just track itself, and just branch out some other sports.
Great. That sounds like a great plan, Mr. Smoots. We definitely appreciate you coming on the show. And before you leave, we got to get one more question in. Who were some of your influences during your time growing up in high school that you watched?
Oh, wow. Let me see. High school. Of course, Michael Jordan, you know, basketball. Football, let me see, Barry Sanders. Track and field, with Michael Johnson, Donovan Bailey, Maurice Green. Let me see. And, of course, my local pastors. I always look up to a pastor, a man who is teaching people, you know, about God and how to live right and to get what God has for you, you know, the blessings for you. So any pastor that I was up under at the time.
Great. Wow, that's so inspirational, Mr. Smoots. We definitely appreciate you once again, and we hope to hear from you soon.
Oh, anytime, man. You're welcome.
Thanks, and we'll talk to you soon. Goodbye.
All right.